Again, there is currently a good deal of fuss about so-called two-tier policing. The idea being that the police are more likely to come down heavily on white British people than they are upon members of visible minorities. This is a very controversial claim, and I do not propose to explore it today. Instead, I want to talk about two-tier law, which is indisputably a thing in this country. By this, I mean laws which specifically grant greater rights to members of ethnic minorities than are given to white people. I realise that this sounds like the sort of mad idea which is circulated by virulent racists, so I'd best explain at once what I'm talking about. After all, I wouldn't want to be branded a racist. The day is November the 5th, and tonight is Guy Fawkes Night, or Bonfire Night, when we in England traditionally build large fires and set off fireworks in memory of the Gunpowder Plot. It is a purely British and largely English festival, one not seen in other countries. As such, it holds a special place in the hearts of many of us. The law on fireworks for most of the year is pretty clear. One must not set them off after 7 o'clock at night or before 7 in the morning. Very reasonable and fair, the noise can be a bit of a nuisance. However, tonight we can let them off until midnight. You see, we've been given an extra hour of firework time. However, if you let fireworks off after that time, you can be fined an unlimited amount of money and even be sent to prison for 6 months. I've not heard of anybody actually being nicked for this offence, though. But anyway, the law says that we must end our national celebration and stop setting off fireworks at midnight tonight. On Thursday, though, the night of Halloween, one could have carried on letting off fireworks until 1 o'clock in the morning. No midnight deadline there. Why? Because Thursday was Diwali, and Indians are allowed by law to set off fireworks an hour later than we British folk are allowed to on Bonfire Night. In a couple of months' time, on January the 29th, it will be the Chinese New Year. That night, Chinese people are also allowed to set off fireworks until 1 o'clock in the morning. In the description to this video, I give a link to the government website which gives details of the legal position for us and also for members of two visible minorities. As I say, this really is two-tier law, and can't call it anything else. Stop for a moment and consider what a bizarre situation this is. If I went to live in India, I wonder if the Indian government would be kind enough to pass a special law which enabled me to celebrate Guy Fawkes Night and set off fireworks later at night than Indians were allowed to for Diwali. Would China pass such a law, do you think, giving my national celebration more importance than their own New Year festival? It seems unlikely. I expect that viewers can work out for themselves the possible hazards in this country of singling out a religion in this way and making special exceptions for it. It may seem harm enough to make allowances for Hindus, but what happens when Muslims start asking for similar treatment and they want our laws tweaked to comply with their own requirements? That really is a road upon which I feel we do not want to be embarking, and making special allowance for Hindus seems to me to be setting a somewhat undesirable precedent there.